Can hear you now.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say hello.
Hi.
There we go. Hi, Bubba. Your favorite person.
Yes.
Jared, you good? Everybody good?
We're set.
Okay, well, we will go ahead and get started. Bubba Watson, thanks for joining us for a few minutes. We appreciate it. You are about to start your 15th Memorial Tournament presented by Nationwide, highlighted by your third place finish. Just some thoughts. I know you've had a chance to get out and see the course. Just some thoughts on being back here and some of the changes that may have stood out to you.
Wow, it's wild because it's very difficult. The changes that stood out to me. Number 5, I really don't see many people going for it. They're going to lay up. To me, that's what it feels like. And it might be because I played in the rain today. It seemed longer, but the golf courses is very tough, very difficult. I think it didn't make it easier. It made some of the greens complexes a little bit easier, maybe. But the whole golf course is very difficult. I mean, it's like you're playing a major championship. The rough is thick as I've ever seen it. You hit it in the rough, it's definitely going to cost you a little bit.
Okay, one of the things we certainly wanted to talk to you about this week is your involvement with Play Yellow, the Children's Miracle Network. If you could just kind of run us through that story and tell us how that came about and exactly what it is and what you are looking forward to doing with it.
Yeah, I'm part of the Children's Hospital, and was that you or me? Was that me?
No, I think that's on our end.
We started talking about children. It sounded like it was.
Yeah, why don't we try that one more time? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So in Pensacola, Florida, we just celebrated 2 years of the Children's Hospital, Studer Family Children's Hospital, in Pensacola, Florida. And so for me, it was a no-brainer. Children's Miracle Network, we're a part of that, and they wanted to raise money, $100 million over the next 10 or so years. And so they asked me to be a part of it. And I said, it's a no-brainer. I want to support my community. I know how much a hospital, especially a children's hospital, means to a city, a small city like Pensacola. It adds jobs, but it also adds security from other businesses coming in and developing in that area. And so for me and my community, it's a big deal to have that in Pensacola. And then again, anything with Jack, to partner with Jack and the team that he has around him, what an honor and a privilege. But again, the children are the winners here. Jack Nicklaus, what he's done off the course, what Barbara's done off the course is quite amazing. And so, again, to have my name close to their name is pretty special. And when it comes to giving back and the children and all these hospitals all around the U.S., not just in my hometown, but that's who I'm supporting is Pensacola, Florida, and the Studer Family Children's Hospital. But, yeah, it's a dream come true to partner and again, help my local city.
Okay, very well said. With that, we'll take a few questions. We'll start with Rex Hoggard. Rex, go ahead.
Hey, Bubba, I noticed you put something on social media about Naomi Osaka and her situation this week at the French Open. And I know this is something that you've kind of dealt with in the past. And just, I guess, out of the gate, what are your feelings on it?
Let's just start with it. Let's start with a good one right off the bat. I can sit here and draw up a whole story for you. I'm sitting in a room right now with cameras looking at me. Only one guy in here, but I don't like enclosed places. I don't like elevators. I don't like heights. There's a lot of things that trigger a lot of my mental issues, and so I understand what she's saying, but it's part of the job. You got to do interviews. People are sponsoring an event. People are having prize money because they're sponsoring. There are all these sponsors, so that's part of the job. But if you're not there mentally, then yes, you need to go home and get better. And whatever that looks like, I don't know her situation because I haven't talked to her one-on-one. But I feel for her. Again, I would be there for her if she needed help because I've been through it. And the media part, yes, it's part of the job. So we have to talk. We have to share with people around the world, and I get that part. But if you're not feeling up to it mentally, physically, whatever it is, then you need to go home and get rest and find a place to cope with what you're dealing with. And that's the same thing I had to do. I mean, I dropped down to, last time I weighed myself was 162 when I was dealing with it. And it's going to come back at some point. I mean, this is not something that goes away. I mean, there's not a miracle drug that goes away. I mean, I'm still going to have issues. I have anxieties. I have doubts. I have pride issues. I have ego issues. I've got them all. I mean, I've got every issue you can think of. And I'm still dealing with it. And hopefully I get better with it. And hopefully she gets better with it too. So, I mean, I see it both ways. From the media side, it's something we're supposed to do. But from her side, as a human, we need to help her and help other people, not just her, but other people in that situation going forward.
Have you become more comfortable in these situations over time?
No. Social media, you know, again, this I don't know how to answer this in this short period of time that me and you have right here on a screen to face, but you know, we all want to be loved. That's what our human nature. We all want to feel love. We all want to, whatever the love looks like to you, I don't know. But for me, I want to feel love. And on social media, I get blasted for no reason. I'm trying to do great things off the course. I'm trying to play good on the course. And sometimes headlines and things get to you too positive, too negative. Whatever way, it makes you go the wrong way. And so for me, I just quit looking at the answers. I quit looking at social media. Quit looking at my interviews, or quit watching me on Golf Channel or ESPN, whatever station is playing it, because I wanted to get away from it, because it was messing me up. And my worth was coming if I was 3-putting or if I wasn't 3-putting. And really, that shouldn't be my worth. I just play golf for a living. And so I'm always going to deal with it. You know, even if I quit golf today, people are still going to ask me, why did you quit? And it's like, because I wanted to. You know, so it's like there's always going to be something, because I became so-called, I guess, celebrity, being Masters champ and being a winner on the PGA Tour. I'm always going to deal with stuff. And, you know, there's other people dealing with stuff that's not in front of a camera that we need to help and look for. And I think me talking about it helps me, but I gotta, if I share, then somebody else might be willing to share. And I think the more you hold it in, especially for me, the more I hold it in, the worse it eats at me. And so I've got to share. I've got to be able to communicate, first of all, with my wife, and she's got to be able to communicate with me. And then, you know, I'm going to have to communicate with Teddy, who I'm with. It seems like more than my wife, because we're on the golf course all the time. But, you know, I've got to share with people around me in my close circle, and that's going to help me. But I'm still going to deal with it no matter what year it is or what month it is. I mean, it's not going to go away. I've just got to keep battling and keeping my head up and going forward.
Thank you, Bubba.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, next we've got Alex Baselli with the Golf Press Association. Alex?
Hey, Bubba. I had a question for you. Tom Watson made some comments about how the American team in the past maybe didn't gel well, how the Europeans gel well in Ryder Cups. I just want to know, you played with Webb for a while, who you are close to. Did you find that playing with somebody you were close to was easier than playing with someone that you didn't really know very well?
It's a great question. I mean, obviously, you're going to choose your buddy or the one you're a little bit closer to. You know, I see it differently. And again, I could be totally off. I could be totally wrong. I see it as an American player. For me, when I made the team, that's the top 12, right? So when you made the team, that was pretty much it. That was your goal. Your goal is to make the team. It's never, for me personally, it was. I made my goal of making the team, and I never really saw the finish line of winning the event. Even though I gave it my all and I won points and we were so close, you know, for me personally, it was so hard for me to see us winning, because once I made it to the team, I thought that was it. Like, that's the mecca for us as Americans, to be top 12, to make the team. And so, you know, my mindset, I never really played very good in the individual part. I haven't won an individual match yet on Sunday or the last day. That's why I thought I was the best vice captain, because we won when I was vice captain, and we've lost every time that I would Ryder Cup teammate. And so now I just see it differently. It's the pinnacle for us as Americans is to make the team, and then you kind of exhale. Not all of us, just some of us, and for me, for sure. And so I see it different that way. I can play with anybody. I can get along with anybody. But again, Webb, J.B. Holmes I played with, and a couple. And it seems like I could get along with anybody, but yeah, just for some reason, I stayed with my friends that I had some time with, some friendship with, or maybe everybody else didn't want to play with me. I'm not sure how to word that.
Okay, and one other thing, following up with some of Rex's questions, yourself and players that you know, how often does what happens off the golf course, not just the issues you explained, but just in general, maybe something with your kids or a business partner, whatever, how often do those things affect what happens on the golf course?
Oh, wow. I mean, you asked, there was a lot of things in that question. Kids and family are first and foremost. So obviously, if your family life is not where you want it to be or like it to be, then yeah, that's definitely going to affect you on the course. I've never had a problem. I've never focused, I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but I've never focused on any of my businesses while I'm inside the ropes. But obviously my family, I want to make sure I'm the best husband for my wife. I want that relationship to be there for years and years to come. And with that relationship, that's going to give my son and daughter perspective of love and what love means to your spouse later in life. So I think they're going to learn from that. So yes, that can definitely affect the golf. Something's going on with, I think last year, not a thing, it was happening last year at an event. My daughter was at the Children's Hospital in Pensacola. So I was worried about her while I was playing. Didn't know what was going on. I was checking my phone to make sure that she's, okay. It was just a simple thing. So yeah, I mean, family life is definitely going to affect the golf. Business life, unless you're going broke, that would be the only thing. But luckily, I have a good team around me, so I've been doing okay.
All right, man, thanks a lot.
Yeah, man, thank you.
All right, time for a couple quick more questions. We'll go to Bill Rabinowitz with the Columbus Dispatch. Bill, go ahead.
Hi, Bubba. I want to ask you a couple of things. First, about your involvement with the hospital in Pensacola. Could you kind of detail what that is?
Yeah, they ask for money and I give it. Nah, I mean, truthfully, it's crazy. So, it was my plan to move back to Pensacola. I didn't want to just go back to the city of Pensacola being Bubba Watson, Masters champ. I want to go back as a citizen. I want to go back as a helper. I want to go back to the community that helped raise me. They taught me so much about life, so much about the game of golf. They helped me inspire to be better than just staying in Pensacola. And so I've been able to travel the world because of the game of golf. And so now I want to go give back to Pensacola. And this idea was floated about a children's hospital. Children's hospital of that size in Pensacola needed about 1.5 million people. We have under 200,000 people. So we're like, yeah, let's build it anyway. So you're talking about $85 million project. I didn't give it all. There was a lot of other people behind the scenes. And so the company Ascension said, it's one of their many hospitals. And so they said, if you could get this much money, it was somewhere around 30 or 35 million. If you could raise that much money, we'll pay the rest. And so obviously, why not just dream big? I mean, Bubba Watson's a Masters champion. That's past my dreams ever. And so me and my wife and everybody that I partner with, they've all been a part of it. The Pink Drivers have been a part of it. The Children's Hospital in Phoenix, the Children's Hospital in Pensacola, Florida, with the Pink Drivers, with Ping. Richard Mill, my watch company, they give 100 plus a year that we give to the Children's Hospital in Pensacola. And we've given somewhere north of, over $2 million. I was there last week at the Children's Hospital. And the next thing that we're going and giving money towards is they're trying to build a new ambulance for kids, just for kids. So we're talking anywhere in a radius of 250 miles from the Pensacola area. So you're talking about driving an infant, a kid in need, at least 200 miles. And so they're trying to, it's $350,000 for this new ambulance for kids. And so we started off the donations with $100,000 a couple weeks ago. And so, it's part of my life. It's where I was born. It's the heart of Pensacola. My dad's glass cancer treatments. My sister was born there. And so it's a big part of our life, but it's a big part of the growth of Pensacola itself. Having a children's hospital, you never want to go there, but you want it there just in case, right? And so it's one of those things that it's a dream come true. My legacy of the Watson name is always going to be associated with that hospital. So it's been a blast for me and my family, taking my son there, passing out Christmas gifts. Obviously during COVID we couldn't, but the year before, the first year of it, we were passing out Christmas gifts to the patients. It's been a blast and a treat.
And if I could ask you a question about the golf course, you played here obviously a long time. What's the challenge, and you know how to play each of these holes, and now it's a different course. How do you kind of adapt to that?
Yeah, if I knew, I would be holding the trophy at some point. It's one of those things, it challenges you. You have wide targets, you have wide fairways. Greens are a little bit smaller this year, but you know what to do. It's mentally being there. I think Phil did it the best a couple weeks ago. I mean, he talked about his mental focus. He was trying to save energy by just walking slower, breathing different, doing all these things because he knew the mental grind it was going to take. And this golf course, what Jack has created is an amazing place. You could hold any kind of major you wanted to here, and he's got the rough up. So I mean, it's a challenge in your head to know that sometimes missing the green might be the right play, but who wants to try to miss a green? And so there's certain areas you're trying to hit the ball. And it's just mentally grueling, and you've got to somehow stay focused and committed on each shot at every second. And again, I haven't been able to do that very well, but I've made some strides. I've got to do it for 4 days though.
Thanks, Bob.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, and our final question comes from Bob Herrick with ESPN. Bobby.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Bubba. I just had a couple of quick ones here. What did you take from Phil's win at the PGA? Anything that you saw that impressed you or surprised you?
You know what really impressed me is that his drive and dedication. I mean, you think about, I'm 42 now, he's 50. I played with him in Charlotte, and I saw that he was working heavily on the mental side, the focus over the shot, over the putts, whatever it was. They were talking through things with his brother. It was just me and him on, I think, a Saturday in Charlotte. But his dedication to play all those tournaments in a row, even after he won, he played the week after. Obviously tired then, but I saw his drive and dedication, and he was more focused on recovery, mentally, physically, and all those things, which he's been talking about. And so it gives me hope. It gives me inspiration. It's inspiring to watch him do that at a high level for many, many years. It's pretty inspiring. I think a lot of people around the world were inspired. Just to whatever your job is or whatever you're wanting to do, to get more focus. And it was just special to watch and again witness history.
You got any thoughts on his partnership with Brady against Bryson and Aaron Rodgers?
Well, yes, I have a lot of thoughts. I would love to be there and be the commentator for that. It's one of those things where, he's such a good, we'll call it a chirper. And Bryson, I think he can get in Bryson's head real fast. And so, and I can already think of some of the comments that Phil will make, but it's pretty entertaining. That group of guys, it'll be entertaining. But I think Phil's already in the head of Bryson, so I think it might be a win for Phil again.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Bubba, well, we'd be remiss not to offer you a thank you for the media gift that you and your team has provided the on-site media here this week, which is a surprise to everyone. So thank you for that, and we appreciate your time doing this and wish you the best of luck this week.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thanks.